Namaste, very warm welcome to everyone. Welcome to the Cārvāka podcast. It's 9:31 p.m. Eastern in Canada. It's 7 a.m. in India. So as of now, today's podcast is about the election results. As of now, the polling has only been there in a few states. I think it's been there in four provinces and just one particular area in Quebec. So the Liberals are at 22, Conservatives are at 10, and the Bloc Québécois is at 2. To talk about these results live, we'll have Tahir, Gora, and Darshan Maharaja with me. Tahir Bhai is going to be with us for the first 45 minutes. Then he has to go somewhere, but Darshan Bhai will be there. So welcome, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Absolutely fine. Just watching results coming from different provinces, and just now at 9:30, polling has been closed in Ontario, Quebec, and I think we'll see some trends in next 30-40 minutes.
Yeah. So as of now, though, Darshan Bhai, now all polling would have been shut, right?
Not in
Uh,
Quebec.
no, not in BC also. I think BC is open until 7:30 their time,
Oh,
which is 10:30
that's
here.
10:30. Yeah.
Yeah,
So in an hour.
yeah.
But Ontario would be shutting down right now, right?
Ontario has shut down at 9:30.
Yeah. So I think in the next hour or so, we would pretty much know where the elections are heading. But as of now, it looks like, if not a liberal majority, it looks like a liberal minority government for sure.
Yeah, I think conservatives have done a slightly better in the Atlantic provinces. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador. They have done slightly better. So yeah, it's not going to be so easy for liberals to get a majority.
Yeah, Newfoundland, Labrador. Last time the Liberals had 6 and the Conservatives had 1. This time it's 4-3. So yeah, definitely they've done
Yeah,
well there,
yeah.
which is a significant improvement. So
Yes.
good for the Conservatives there. The rest actually is literally like it was last time. Prince Edward Island, it was 4 in 2021, 4 in 2025. Nova
Hmm.
Scotia was 8-3. It's 8-3 in the favor of the Liberals, and New Brunswick was 6-4 in the favor of the Liberals in 2021. 2025, it's the same. So the rest of the states are holding the trend. So now,
Hmm.
okay, let me ask these questions to both of you. And Tahir Bhai, you can start first because I know you have to leave, and then Darshan Bhai can come in. So, what parts of Canada decide the fate of Canada as far as Canadian elections are concerned? I'll give you the context from an Indian perspective. Like in India, who wins UP pretty much controls the Lok Sabha, right? UP, Bengal, Maharashtra, 3-4 states are the biggest chunk of Lok Sabha in India. So, what about the parliamentary system in Canada? So, we can start there.
Yeah, I would say actually Ontario and Quebec. Those are most populated provinces, and those are very important provinces for any party to make the government. And precisely when we talk about Ontario, precisely Greater Toronto area, which has almost close to 60 plus seats, and those 60 plus seats are already 90% uh, incumbency by liberals. And it looks like with little plus minus, they're going to hold on. And if it happens, then the liberal incumbency, which is already 152 seats, they'll be able to hold on those seats. And of course, if they get seats and they look like getting seats from NDP, uh, as well as some seats from Bloc Q, because they only need, in fact, 20 seats to make the majority government if they win all incumbent seats. So, I mean, still, I think, I shouldn't say I'm afraid, but yeah, let me say I'm afraid. They can even make majority government.
Wow. Darshan Bhai?
See, out of 343 seats, 122 are in Ontario. And I think about 77 or 78 are in Quebec. Now, in Quebec,
Mhm.
Bloc Québécois is going to take a chunk of seats, maybe around 25, 30. We'll know as time passes. But this means, and out of the, if you go west of Ontario, there's about 111 seats. Out of that, the split tends to be around 80-20. 80 would be conservative and 20 would be somebody else, liberal or NDP. This time NDP has collapsed and self-immolated, so you expect them to go to liberals, which may help the liberals. But without winning at least 70 seats in Ontario, conservatives cannot hope to form government, either minority or majority. They need at least 70 seats in Ontario. And within that, as Tahir said, 905 and 416, those are the area codes. They are about 60 seats. So you need to make big gains in that. Now, I took I paid a visit to the polling station here in Brampton South riding in the evening at 5 o'clock. और जिसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना कौवे उड़ते थे वहां. There was nobody. I saw one lady go in, but otherwise there was no one there. And that is not good because you need a high turnout to unseat an incumbent. I don't know if that was representative of the entire day because voting would have gone on for 12 hours, 9:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. So I don't know. But at that point in time, it did not look promising. Then when I posted it on Twitter, I was hearing from other 905 areas, also other ridings in 905, that they have a similar, dull, dead kind of a situation at their polling booth. So if that holds, then I think Liberal may end up holding all the seats that they currently hold.
All right. So yes, Ontario has started counting the province-wide, not the Toronto area, and just one seat, and the Conservatives are leading that one right now, but it's too early. I mean, I have 2-3 separate pages open right now, just looking at the numbers. So I apologize. Like, it's what I find very interesting is the way elections in Canada happen. It's like, as we are looking right now, Bloc Québécois is 3, Conservatives are 13, and Liberals are 25 as of now. So, so now, what did you? I had this question. What did you make of Trump's Truth Social post?
So, I mean, Trump factor is very important in this election for sure. But in my opinion, there are internal political factors as well in Canada. When I say internal political factors, I mean, how these parties performed. I mean, for instance, Conservatives actually let their candidates to perform on their own, especially in Greater Toronto area. Whatever I'll speak mostly about Greater Toronto area because I don't know much dynamics in BC, what's going on over there. I can only hear, some reports from there, but I don't have kind of my own personal input. What I see in Greater Toronto area, Conservatives really let their candidates to perform on their own. I don't see party behind their candidates, especially in Greater Toronto area. I don't know, Darshan Bhai maybe has observed different things, but this is my personal observation. Like, for instance, in India, you're right now sitting in India and you're an expert on Indian politics. Party in India, all parties in India, they really help their candidates. But tell you the truth, I don't see that kind of a help here in Greater Toronto area. Darshan Bhai can take my comment to next level or forward, whatever he thinks.
No, Tahir Bhai, in my riding, I saw that the Conservative candidate was very active.
Yeah,
which means,
sorry to interrupt you. Candidate was active. Candidates are active, but party is not helping them a lot.
No, I'm coming to that.
Right.
See, their volunteer network, and they're not just in terms of door knocking, but also indoors in their own office. So when advanced polling was on, I was getting a phone call every day from them and saying that, we can arrange transport for you if needed. These are the timings. This is the location. Do you need any help? So that suggests to me that there were resources allocated by the party, at least for this riding, for their candidate. The one complicating factor that I saw was that at the last minute, an independent candidate popped up, who also had similar color to that of the conservatives. It was a different shade of blue, same ethnic community. So maybe the Liberal Party felt that there is some kind of a risk here of losing. So they may have tried to split that vote by confusing voters. I mean, at least hoping to confuse voters. So, but otherwise, I saw that the candidate was well backed up by the party, honestly.
So, what I find fascinating is this is a standard tactic used everywhere. So, in the last Vidhan Sabha, that is the province election in Maharashtra, where I was here, so I had gone and voted too for the provincial election. And in many ridings, there's like, there was a Gujarati area. So both sides do it. They will just, similar name person, and they will put like 5 6 candidates of the similar name. I think there's no such rule that, for example, Darshan Maharaja, there can only be one person in one riding. So there were
No.
like 8 Darshan Maharajas fighting the election. And I was like, damn, these people confuse the heck. Which is why in India, Tahir, you're right. So what happens in India is the party machinery does work a lot. In fact, the entire campaign is managed by the party machinery for the candidate, not the other way around. The candidate doesn't manage the campaign. The party machinery manages the campaign. So for those who don't know, the Indian model is like this. So we have the booth pramukh, which is so there is one booth has 1,700 votes. So there is the booth pramukh, and the booth pramukh has, like, the booth leader has 4 people with him. Then above the booth, a conglomerate of booths will be a ward, or a mandal, and a mandal combined into a ward. And they have different positions for different places. The BJP does. I don't think the Congress does. The Congress has always worked in a very different way. The Congress strategy is we'll get the entire Muslim bloc vote, and we get bits of the SC/ST vote, and their math works differently in the Congress. But the BJP which is a very cadre driven party, right? They have dedicated leadership all around, which is the reason long term BJP has started doing well, is because they have such inroads in the political system. But to be very honest, even I found it very fascinating that, let's say I am a MP, the Conservative Party is not giving me any volunteers. There is no volunteer for the Conservative Party put your riding initiative, like in BJP, right? We know where the BJP guy is, where the BJP office is. For example, in Mumbai's politics is dominated by Shiva Sena. Shiva Sena model dominated every area. You have a Shiva Sena, what we in Hindi Marathi call it a shakha, as in a branch office. We call it a shakha, and the shakha is always there. Shakha is always there. So no matter what, and this shakha remains whether there is an election, whether there is no election. Like the shakha pramukh, the in charge of the shakha, the branch, is interacting with that local area all the time. He's the guy. I don't see this
No.
at all in Canadian politics. There is no one. No one. Like, it is all candidate driven. Even the liberals are candidate driven. Even the conservatives are candidate driven, which is fascinating to me. I find it kind of stupid, to be very honest.
Yeah,
No,
I
the
think
riding associations are basically dormant between elections.
Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. The dynamics over here in politics are absolutely interesting and different. Even in the United States, parties push their Congress men, women candidates as well as senators. I mean, Republicans, Democrats. Over here, yes, I agree partially with Darshanji that yes, there are workers from EDA and they help to some extent. But still, I will say that party does not. Party, the top leader, I mean, not the leadership, bureaucracy and the head office, uh, they don't support, regional candidates. Uh, I mean, from their candidacy seeking process to their elections, uh, they set them free and they say, okay, you're on your own and show us your strength and win your seat. So, I mean, like, for instance, I'll take this conversation to another level. For instance, we were observing different numbers, like in the polls, 42%, for instance, generally were for liberals, 39 for conservatives. But these like numbers do not work here in Canada the way they work in the United States, because over there is a presidential election. But over here, all MPs have to get elected, and then they can, support their, leader to become the prime minister. So the way numbers percentage work in United States doesn't work that way. For instance, this is a number generally we saw 42 39. But if that percentage is in, let's see, in Mississauga Center, 60 to 35%,
Hmm.
you know. So, like the general number for the parties, just a 3% difference. But here the difference is 25%, for instance.
Hmm.
So, I mean, these are the mechanics here.
No, I agree.
So
We have 343 elections, whereas in the US they have one for the president. Each riding. That's why national level numbers are of very limited use. I'm trying to be polite here, but they are of very limited use, because you see, when national numbers are reported and Bloc Quebecois is at 7%, that is only in one province. So nationally, that figure is meaningless. At 7%, you can hope to get maybe one or two seats, but they get like 30 seats, because all that 7% is concentrated in one province. So within the province, they may be at 30%, right? So we have 343 elections, and the US has one.
no, another thing that changes the dynamics of the Canadian election, I think, in terms of volunteer mobilization, is that in Canada, unlike in India, the federal party and the provincial party are not the same units. They're actually two separate entities. One has got nothing to do with the other. For example, Doug Ford's Conservatives are not Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives. Danielle Smith's Conservatives are not Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives. So Danielle Smith has their own cadre. Pierre Poilievre has their own cadre. You're eating into each other's cadre. While the BJP at the municipal level, at the state level, and at the central level is the same. The same cadre is used in every election. Let's say in Maharashtra, it's the same people all the time. So you can actually build a network of people who are consistently working all the time and engaging with the people, right? Here what happens is, like, who am I loyal to? Am I loyal to Doug Ford's Conservatives? Am I loyal to, or maybe I'm a Doug Ford Conservative in the province, but I am a liberal in the federal election. So from a political management point of view, you see what I'm saying? From a political management point of view, I think it's very hard in a Canadian setup to actually create a volunteer base. Or am I wrong?
No, you're right, actually. I mean, this is a complex issue here in Canada. For instance, in today's American media outlet, Doug Ford's interview got published, and he complained about his relationship with the Pierre Poilievre. He said, "This guy does not pay attention to my advices." You know, so the Ontario, the biggest province of Canada's premier, Doug Ford, complained about Conservative Party of Canada's leader. He said that during his leadership, we had barely few interactions. You know, so look at this situation. This happened. The article got published today in American media outlet, and when the people were casting their vote, and they heard this news all across the radios and televisions. So, what message conservative voter is getting through this bad relationship? He also said, he said that the peer had no good relation with the mayors in Greater Toronto area. Mayors are very important, of course. You know, so my take, I happen to speak with Darshan ji many times during the past 4 weeks, I would say, since the election has been called, and I said that because peer and conservative leadership and their bureaucracy, they had no good relationship with Greater Toronto area mayors as well as grassroots level. So what you are saying, Kushalji, is already proven through Doug Ford's article. I mean, not article, interview this morning. And as we are speaking, I can see on the screen, I have 2-3 TV. They are saying that the Liberals are leading in 73, Conservatives leading in 52.
Yeah, a lot of Ontario results have come out, and in the province-wide situation, Liberals are 17, Conservatives are 15. And in the Toronto area, which is a good start for the Conservatives, it is 7 for the Liberals and 5 for the Conservatives as of now. So that's not bad for the Conservatives. If the Conservatives manage to pull this one out.
No, but the thing is, we have to see what areas are. Conservatives have already couple seats in certain areas. For instance, King Vaughan, or we can say Oshawa, Greater Toronto area, or even Toronto one seat. I mean, that's a very key seat because they won because when they had a good polls for them about a couple months back. What was that seat? St. Paul, I think. Don Stewart.
Toronto St. Paul, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a very unprecedented thing happened. So let's see if they are able to retain that seat.
True.
That would be a litmus test for them. In fact.
Exactly. But nationally, I'm seeing right now, Liberals are leading in 78, Conservatives are leading in 56.
Right.
So, that is not bad for the Conservatives.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Actually, because you have to remember that once you move west of Ontario, Conservatives are at a very strong advantage.
Right.
So if they are holding the deficit to something in their 20s, then they have a chance to catch up as we move west.
Yeah. So here another question, for instance. I mean, who makes the government? 2-3 probabilities. Liberals, either majority government or minority government. Conservative, I don't think so they're going to make majority government, but they may form minority government. So in these probabilities, we need to look at the scenario, how these parties, I mean, these two parties would be the ruling parties for sure. Either forming the government, staying in opposition, because NDP looks like wiping out in this election. And Bloc Québécois are also losing seats. I mean, they may be between, I would say, 25, 27 seats. So in this scenario, we have humongous challenges ahead. Immigration issues, economic issues, in terms of dealing Trump, in terms of dealing India, China. I mean, Trudeau has damaged relationship, not just with India, China. I mean, not with China that much, but even he damaged relationship with China as well. But with Middle East, all those rich countries, Saudi, Arab, Emiratis, and all those things. So how Mark Carney gonna fix, or if Pierre makes a minority government in other situation, how they gonna sort of make this situation? So this is quite challenging.
I agree. Actually, at the last press conference that Pierre had for ethnic media, this was on 24th of March. So it was the first day of the campaign, right? And I asked him that question. I said, you are talking about, pipelines and oil and gas projects, etc., to supply to Asia and Europe and wherever. And one major customer is going to be India. But unfortunately, our relationship with India is not on an even keel. So how would you restore that to normalcy? And he basically sidestepped my question. He kept talking about Bill C-69 and repealing it, and engaging communities and laying pipelines. He did not actually address the question as to how he was going to mend relationship with India, which tells me that he had, or his team had not given it a thought, which is a very disturbing realization to have, because it's going to be, if he wins, it's going to be one of the major things that he will have to do. And for the entire team not to have given it a thought so as to have a clear and concise answer regarding how you are going to mend the fences with India is very disturbing. So as Tahir Bhai said, these are all the challenges whoever wins, and each of them is a steep hill to climb, and you have to climb them all at once. So, I mean, I don't envy the guy who wins.
So it's very interesting. I'm just looking at some of the ridings. Brampton, Chinkausi Park. The Liberals are leading quite comfortably, Darshan
Yeah,
Bhai.
yeah.
Quite comfortably. Holy moly. The lead is so
Who is
comfortable.
who
It's
is the
like a walk in the park lead.
the conservative candidate is who? Team Iqbal, right?
Yeah, typical. So what they did, honestly, uh, this riding split into two ridings. A new riding emerged, which is now this Brampton Chinguzi. Before it was only Brampton Centre. So Shafkat Ali was elected MP in last election from Brampton Centre. So now the riding split into two ridings, and Shafkat Ali moved to Brampton Chinguzi. And Conservative thought, okay, we'll have some Pakistani guy against a Pakistani guy. This riding was winnable for Conservative, in my opinion, if they had some Punjabi Sardar girl or boy there, or some, because Brampton Centre is also very Italian populated community too. Or they could have had some Italian guy. But conservative bureaucracy and the guys inside, they thought, okay, it's good to have a Pakistani person against Pakistani person.
Oh my God. Like Mississauga East, like everywhere I'm looking, Mississauga East and others. Like, this is इसको बोलते सुपड़ा साफ करना, जिसको बोलते हैं ना अपनी भाषा में. कंपटीशन भी नहीं है. Don Valley, it's very interesting. Conservatives are 2% less. Guess who's getting the 2% vote? 1.9% as of now. PPC.
Right. By the way, PPC has now, there would be a very controversial debates within PPC party, that what is the future of this party. I voted for PPC because why? Because in my constituency, a good friend of mine, Michael Batter, was a candidate. If he gets 500 votes, I'm happy. But the thing is, I'm very, kind of a loyal person towards friends. So, but I know that this election is about future of PPC party as well, future of Maxime Bernier as well, as the leader. Because they don't look like gaining a single seat. And let's see what happens in the next 3 hours.
Yeah, not just a single seat. They have to come close to at least number 3 position in one riding out of 343.
You are right, absolutely.
Which I don't see them reaching.
वो जिसे हमारी भाषा में कहते हैं जमानत जब्त करवा लेना.
मगर इनकी तो जमानतें जब्त ही होने वाली है। जहां जहां पे थोड़े बहुत अपने बंदे इनके लिए वोट करेंगे, मैं आपको सच बता रहा हूँ, अपने बंदे खुंदक में जाके इसको वोट कर देंगे, ये मैक्सिम बर्निए को, और ये लाला घूम के बाहर आ जाएगा, बोलेगा देखो सानू तो इतना वोट मिल गया।
नहीं, मतलब अब पार्टी के अंदर, मैं पार्टी का मतलब काफी अंदरूनी आदमी हूँ, अब पार्टी के अंदर टॉलरेंस नहीं रही ये सुनने के लिए भी कि भी वोट मिलके मैं जानता हूं लोगों को दे आर ऑलरेडी दे आर सेइंग इनफ इज इनफ, लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस।
6 साल हो गए, तीसरा इलेक्शन है, यू हैव टू शो समथिंग। मैंने देखा था ट्विटर पे कुछ लोग आर्ग्यूमेंट कर रहे थे कि ग्रीन पार्टी को तो इतने ज्यादा साल लग गए थे, इतने इलेक्शन लड़े, बाद में पहली सीट मिली थी। वो अलग बात है, आपका बेस अलग है, ग्रीन पार्टी का बेस अलग है। ग्रीन पार्टी का बेस क्या है? जो आइडियोलॉजिकली एक पर्टिकुलर सेट ऑफ बिलीफ्स है उनकी, एनवायरनमेंट के चलते या जो भी है, तो वो उस पर डटे रहेंगे। आपका बेस अलग है ना, दे विल वांट रिजल्ट्स। ये तो कंजर्वेटिव माइंडेड लोग हैं, एक भी रिजल्ट नहीं आएगा तो दे विल स्टार्ट रीअसेसिंग, राइट?
Yeah, it's just fascinating how the voting clearly GTA liberals are sweeping GTA.
या मैंने प्रोजेक्ट किया हुआ है, मैं आई बी हैप्पी टू सी माय प्रोजेक्शंस प्रूवन।
लेकिन अभी भी गैप 23 की है।
Yeah, liberals 98, conservatives 77, bloc 14, NDP, ओहो NDP ने खाता खोल लिया सर अपना।
खाता खोला।
एक तुम वो अभी वो फिल्मी डायलॉग मारेगा, तुम क्या जानो बाबू वो एक सीट का।
बट ये ना कि अभी तक हमें प्रोजेक्शंस नजर आ रहे हैं 343 में से ऑलमोस्ट
190 के आ गए सर, 190 के आ गए, 190 190 के आ गए।
यस यस, तो बाकी पीछे 153 रह गया ना।
हाँ, लेकिन उसमें ये याद रखिएगा कि 111 वेस्टर्न कनाडा के, प्रेरीज एंड वेस्ट।
यस, उसमें बीसी जो है ना, बीसी थोड़ा सा बैलेंस करेगा लिबरल।
हाँ,
ठीक है ना,
राइट।
और ऑफ कोर्स दे विल गेट, कंजर्वेटिव्स गेट गुड सीट्स फ्रॉम अल्बर्टा, बट हाउ मेनी, 35 मे बी।
हाँ, उनके टोटल मेरे ख्याल से 35, उसमें से 3-4 तो लिबरल को मिनिमम जाएंगे।
ठीक है ना जी। तो वहां से अगर इनको 35 मिलते हैं फ्रैंकली, और बाकी मैनीटोबा, सस्कैचुआन, वहां से तो एक में से 14-15 मिलेंगे, एक में से तो 7 मिलेंगे मैक्सिमम। तो ये नंबर हम अभी से एज्यूम कर लेते हैं, ठीक है ना। तो इनको आप 77 में ऐड कर लीजिए और देखिए क्या सिचुएशन बनती है।
70-80 वहां पर सीट मिल सकती है। फिर ओंटारियो में क्या होता है, क्योंकि आउटसाइड ऑफ जीटीए अगेन इट्स एन ओपन फील्ड, जितने भी एनडीपी के सीट्स थे,
जो ओंटारियो से रिजल्ट्स मैं देख रहा हूँ स्क्रीन पे, वो ऑलरेडी ज्यादा आउटसाइड से कंजर्वेटिव के वहां से उनको मिल रहा है नंबर, वो ऑलरेडी आ रहे हैं उनको,
राइट,
ऑलमोस्ट एड अप हो चुके हुए हैं जो मैं स्क्रीन पे देख रहा हूँ। अब जीटीए का ही खेल रह गया है, जीटीए में से 7, 8, 10 मैक्सिमम, ठीक है, और वहां से इनको 35, 15, 57 के करीब, बस ये आप मैथमेटिक्स सामने रखिए। हाँ, और बीसी में से भी 20,
बीसी में से 15-20 तो मिलेंगे। लास्ट टाइम मेरे ख्याल से उनको 19 मिले थे,
या
तो 15-20 तो मिलेंगे। तो मतलब
so you
वो
basically have a hung parliament, right?
या इन दैट केस इट्स गोना बी हंग पार्लियामेंट।
या
लेकिन ये अर्ली नंबर्स हैं, ये
तो अर्ली नंबर्स हैं।
ये हम अपने व्यूज को बता देना चाहते हैं। अभी लिबरल 108 पे जंप कर रहे हैं, कंजर्वेटिव 78 पे है। मतलब ये डिफरेंट, मेरे पास स्क्रीन खुली हुई है, एक में 81 भी दिखा रहे हैं।
Yeah, so liberals 107, conservative 79, bloc 16, NDP 3.
राइट।
नहीं, मुझे कंजर्वेटिव 81 दिखा रहा है।
हाँ, मतलब वो डिफरेंट, अभी एक जगह पे 82 भी आ रहे हैं।
या
तो I have CTV opened. Congratulations, Elections Canada website has only crashed.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that one more thing in common between India and Canada is that sometimes our election commission's website crashes, but election के time पे, election day पे नहीं crash होती election commission, मगर Canada में election के day पे Canadian website crash हो गई।
हाँ, कल कनाडा का सबसे बड़ा वो जो पोल्स की वेबसाइट है वो 338
338
वो भी डाउन हो गई थी.
Oh my
वो
God.
crash हो गई.
Toronto area, now Liberals have come up to 18 and Conservatives are stuck at 6. They've done one better than the last time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's suddenly the Liberals are taking over the Toronto
Yeah,
area, and that's where
yeah.
the numbers will
Yeah,
start
yeah.
changing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Like, I can't believe again Toronto voted for the Liberals. It's unbelievable.
तो उसका कारण ये है ना कि कंजर्वेटिव्स ग्राउंड रियलिटी को समझना ही नहीं चाहते. तो हम क्या करें? Conservatives are not willing to understand ground realities in Greater Toronto area, as you saw in Mississauga writings. I mean, they say, I heard Brian Lilly, oh, there is only a 3% difference. But now, after election, I'll ask him, brother, 3% difference is, all Canada-wide. But in Mississauga writings, there is a 15 to 50% difference.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. The numbers. Now we have 217 seats being reported. Liberals 115. Yeah, they're taking it away now. Conservatives is 83. Bloc has come down to 15, and NDP at 4. So NDP is pulling through now a little bit. So I'm just waiting for all 343 seats to be fully reported, and then so I'll give you the Indian answer. So counting day India mein agar swere counting shuru hoti hai, we don't have the same day counting, right? We wait for 2-3 days and then count the entire so we know the trend for sure in India in any election counting by 2 o'clock. They start counting with the postal ballots. वो जो गवर्नमेंट और आर्मी वालों के होते हैं जो वोट्स अपने इंडिया में, they start with that is done, and after 9:30 ballots start opening.
Right.
By 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 2:30, most elections, like 99% of the elections, we know what's going to happen in these many hours, like 4 hours. So what is the equivalent in Canada for this?
But I think around 11:30, 12, we know.
Yeah, midnight.
Yeah, midnight.
Okay.
Yeah, usually we get clear picture by midnight, and the winner leader gives a speech anytime after 1 or 2 a.m.
Oh, they're running away with it now, the Liberals.
नहीं, वो तो उनका एरिया है ना. जस्ट एज मैं कह रहा हूँ कि कंजर्वेटिव्स का वो जो पूरा एरिया है, वैसा अभी लिबरल्स का एरिया है.
लेकिन टोपस रिजल्ट्स आना शुरू हो गए हैं, लेकिन वहां पे तो खैर नंबर ऑफ सीट्स आर नॉट टू मेनी.
ब्रिटिश कोलंबिया से कुछ नहीं आया अभी तक, obviously for obvious reasons. Alberta से आना शुरू हो गया, and conservatives as expected are sweeping Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. That was expected, right? These three provinces they will do. Now basically Ontario, BC are going to be the fate deciders of the next Canadian election, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and also I can see
so Canada का यूपी कौन है?
Ontario.
और कनाडा का महाराष्ट्र क्यूबेक है.
और एक बात पक्की है, कनाडा का ओवैसी जगमीत सिंह है.
नहीं, जगमीत मतलब अवैसी जैसा भी है, उसने मुझे ट्विटर पे ब्लॉक किया हुआ, वो अपनी जगह पे, लेकिन अवैसी जगमीत से फिर भी थोड़ा बेहतर है. सॉरी
नहीं, सही बात है.
हार्डकोर नेशनलिस्ट है. आप देखो अभी ये पाकिस्तान का हुआ, ओवैसी के स्टेटमेंट्स देखो.
अच्छा, ये आज की बात नहीं है. 2013 में कुछ एमपीज गए थे, इंडियन एमपीज पाकिस्तान गए थे. उनकी जो टीवी पे बहस हुई थी वो देखने जैसी थी. वो एक फरीद पराचा है पाकिस्तान में, वो जमाते इस्लामी वाले. उन्होंने कुछ कहा कि हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमानों की हमें फिक्र है वगैरह वगैरह. तो वो मेरे ख्याल से कीर्ति आजाद या सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी को जवाब देना था, लेकिन ओवैसी साहब खुद वॉलंटियर किए, बोले आप रुकिए मैं जवाब देता हूं. और फिर उन्होंने कहा कि आप हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमानों की फिक्र करना छोड़ दिए. हम 70 साल पहले हम अपना फैसला कर चुके हैं. हमारे जो भी मसले मसाइल हैं, हम हिंदुस्तान के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर उसका हल तलाश करेंगे. आप अपने मुसलमानों की सोचिए, हर जुम्मे के दिन किसी न किसी मस्जिद में बम धमाका होता है, उसकी फिक्र करें। तो मतलब बंदा
नहीं, अवैसी ने पिछले साल एक स्टेटमेंट दी, उन्होंने कहा ये जो मेरे बाजू वाला देश है ये तो पागलों का देश है। तो मतलब ये, और मैं इनको बता देना चाहता हूँ कि तुम पागल बने थे और पागल ही मरोगे। ये बहुत बड़ी स्टेटमेंट होती है, ठीक है। तो इसीलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ कि अवैसी साहब जो है far better than Jagmeet Singh.
Yeah. So you know what is fascinating is the in the Canadian context of the elections. Okay, so now Mississauga, pretty much other than Malton and Erin Mills, everything has opened. So interesting bit. Mississauga, Streetsville, the Conservatives are leading.
वो एक मुश्किल राइडिंग थी, आई कैन इमेजिन। वहां वेल्ची एमपी है फिलिपिनो बैकग्राउंड की, लिबरल की ऑलरेडी, वो थोड़ी सी वीक थी।
The rest of the ridings में Mississauga Center is a neck and neck contest. Mississauga East Cooksville is a no contest. Liberals are way ahead, and Mississauga Lakeshore, the Liberals are way ahead. Like oh my goodness, it's terrible. And in Brampton also, Brampton East, Conservatives are leading as of now.
Okay.
Brampton Center, Liberals are comfortably ahead, and Chinkausi Park, Brampton, Liberals are comfortably ahead. Brampton North, Brampton South, Brampton West has not been open till now. So it's not bad, Conservatives. Not bad. At least दो तो जगह पे, एक ब्रैम्पटन में, एक मिसिसागा में, नाम मात्र का एक तो किया, एक.
Yeah.
So what are the dynamics of these two seats, if you guys would let me know? The one, especially Brampton East, what are the dynamics here?
Bob Dosanjh है conservative के, and Jeff Lal is from PPC, and I think Maninder है Brampton East से liberal
Maninder Sandhu,
incumbent, जो relatively weak है, but frankly I didn't had much hope from Bob Dosanjh either.
By the way, you know PPC के आपको वोट बताओ, Brampton Center 3.2% votes PPC. Told you brown people will vote for PPC. Told you 3.2% votes है अभी तक, and Brampton East 1.7% है. So I'm just giving you just the PPC numbers. Brown people, Mississauga East, Cooksville 2.9% PPC. So let's see. Final numbers are going to be fascinating. What PPC gets in these areas.
Mississauga East यानी वो केशव मंदाडी का राइडिंग है।
Mississauga East, Cooksville.
तो उसमें प्रोटेस्ट वोट हो सकता है पीपीसी को।
प्रोटेस्ट वोट है ही। मेरे को ये अभी तक वो ब्रिटिश कोलंबिया खुला नहीं है, मेरे को तो ब्रिटिश कोलंबिया में एक ही जगह में इंटरेस्ट है, एबर्ट्सफोर्ड साउथ लैंगली।
आई नो।
मेरे को और किसी चीज में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, पूरे इलेक्शन की स्टोरी है व्हाट हैपेंस इन एबर्ट्सफोर्ड साउथ लैंगली, दैट्स ऑल आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट एबर्ट्सफोर्ड साउथ लैंगली। व्हाट द हेल वाज दैट? लाइक व्हाट वाज द कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी ऑफ कनाडा थिंकिंग?
दे weren't.
Can you believe it? The guy, did you realize that Sukhman Gill has removed all his social media for the last 3-4 weeks? He's not on social media. He's a candidate fighting an election and he's not on social media.
Yes.
What the hell? It's insane.
See, माइकल डिजोंग 30 साल से मेरे ख्याल से ब्रिटिश कोलंबिया का एमएलए था, ब्रिटिश कोलंबिया में मिनिस्टर भी रहा है, इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन मिनिस्टर ऑफ फाइनेंस था शायद।
यस।
मतलब जो बंदा पूरी तरह से एक, अगर आपने कैबिनेट बनानी है तो बना बनाया आपको एक कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर मिल रहा है, a guy who knows ins and outs of how things work, right? उसको आपने बिना किसी एक्सप्लेनेशन के, if what he says is true, बिना किसी एक्सप्लेनेशन के उसको डिस्क्वालीफाई कर दिया या मना कर दिया या जो भी था, और उसकी जगह आप ये नए छोकरे को उठा के ले आए। तो अगर सोचते होते तो ऐसा नहीं करते, इसीलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ कि वो सोच नहीं रहे थे।
और भाई आपको क्या लगता है?
I don't have much grip on Jagmeet Singh's writing, but I only heard through a few people who lived there. Uh, I It looks like he gonna lose the seat. He'll be not even second. He'll be third. That would
Looks
be
looks
big
like
victory because I mean I call him a politician who's doing his politics based on hatred towards fellow Canadians.
yes. नहीं वो तो ही इज ऑन रिकॉर्ड एज सेइंग वी हेट कंजर्वेटिव्स. तो ये हाँ उसने अपना लीडरशिप का जो बिड शुरू किया उसमें तो लव एंड करेज का उसका स्लोगन था.
Right,
फिर वहां से हेट पे कैसे आ गए आप भाई?
right, right.
राइट वो तो उसकी तो बात छोड़ो. मेरा फोकस क्या है कि ये जो कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी ने जो गलती की ना कि भाई दुनिया भर को पता है कि अगर आपको मेजॉरिटी गवर्नमेंट बनानी है तो 905 में आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग परफॉर्मेंस करके दिखाना होगा. तो 905 की नॉमिनेशन में आप इतनी हैंकी पैंकी नहीं होने देते. बाज की नजर होनी चाहिए आपकी उसके ऊपर कि परिंदा भी पर फफड़ाने न पाए
Right.
आपकी इजाजत के बिना.
Yeah,
इतनी एब्सोल्युटली रुथलेसली इम्पार्शियल आपकी रेस होनी चाहिए ताकि जो भी जीते उसे पूरी राइडिंग में जितने भी हैं उनकी सपोर्ट हासिल हो. वहां पर उन्होंने बखेड़ा करके रख दिया हर जगह.
right.
तो दैट इज वेरी वेरी पुअर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स. नेशनल लेवल की पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हैविंग पुअर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स इज अ कार्डिनल सिन.
Right.
मेरी सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है. और सेम थिंग इन दिस लैंगली जो भी है कि भाई आपके जो वैंकूवर के जो सबर्ब्स हैं और उसके इर्द गिर्द का और फिर नॉर्थ बीसी में आप जाएं वो पूरा कंजर्वेटिव विनेबल सीट्स हैं. कुछ तो मतलब सेफ हैं कभी भी आप जीत सकते हैं बट सम आर इन प्ले. आप जीत सकते हैं लेकिन यू कैंट टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड. उसमें आप ऐसे बखेड़े नहीं कर सकते.
Right, right.
Right? These are self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, yeah. So before I leave, it looks like conservatives so far are not doing that bad, but liberal already 137. I mean, but these are the early results. I mean, there could be changes, but normally these trends usually shape the election results everywhere in the world. So let's see how much change we see in next 2 to 3 hours. So I mean, yeah, that's the scene. But conservatives are picking up, but still liberals are ahead.
Yeah, by about 30 seats. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as of now, CTV is reporting 267 seats,
Yeah.
Liberals 139, Conservatives 104, Bloc 21, NDP 3. So what was anticipated till now, the trend seems that the NDP is completely destroyed.
Yes.
And if the NDP is destroyed, all the vote has gone to the Liberals, basically.
Yeah.
That has propped up the Liberals. The Conservatives have done well in this election,
So
but it's just that the story of this election is Canada is a left-wing country.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
True.
Yeah. Thank you, Kushal ji. It was pleasure joining.
Thanks for joining, Tahir bhai. Take care.
And thank you,
Darshan bhai
Darshan
and
bhai.
I will
Thank you,
will chat for a while and then we'll wrap up later on. Thank you, Tahir bhai.
All right. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Good.
Namaste. Namaste. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
So Darshan bhai, abhi let's discuss the. I had 2-3 questions. So as of now, agar ye lag raha hai, Darshan bhai, so if the bloc is at 20 to 25 and the liberals are going to be stuck at 150, that's what it looks like, and the conservatives are going to be what 130 to 140 range, that's going to happen.
नहीं वो तो आपका टोटल 343 नहीं हुआ ना. ब्लॉक मुझे दिख रहा है 21, मैक्सिमम 25 तक जाएगा. एनडीपी को कितने मिलते हैं देखते हैं. अभी तक तो 3 है. अगर 10 भी मिलते हैं तो 35 वहां से हटा दीजिए. एक आध शायद ग्रीन को मिल जाए तो मिल जाए. Right? So you are looking at splitting 310 odd seats. उसमें से जिसको 155 से ज्यादा मिलेगी, that guy is the winner.
the likelihood of 155 for Conservatives right now, do you think?
You have to go west. Again, keep this in mind. The moment you leave Ontario, it's all conservative turf.
Yeah.
छुट-पुट
4
कहीं
provinces
पे
pretty. But BC is a NDP stronghold, right?
नहीं प्रोविंशियली उनकी एनडीपी गवर्नमेंट है, लेकिन उसमें भी बीसी कंजर्वेटिव्स केम प्रेटी क्लोज टू विनिंग,
Yeah, they did very well last election.
राइट. सो उसमें क्या है कि बीसी में जो जिसे लोअर मेनलैंड कहते हैं ना, वैंकूवर सिटी और वैंकूवर आइलैंड वगैरह, और फिर उसके सबर्ब्स, उसमें लिबरल और एनडीपी का प्ले रहता है. द मोमेंट यू मूव आउट एंड देन गो नॉर्थ, इट्स ऑल कंजर्वेटिव लैंड. तो इवन मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, लास्ट टाइम भी उनको 19 सीट मिली थी, राइट. सो यू आर लुकिंग एट एनीथिंग बिटवीन 60 to 70 सीट्स देयर, राइट. तो वहां पर अभी प्ले है. आई थिंक दैट्स वेयर द प्ले इज नाउ.
So honestly, my hunch is going to come through. I was talking to a friend and I was saying that I feel both parties are going to be stuck between a range of 140 to 155, and then the bloc will decide who do I go with, basically.
That looks likely. Now
Bloc
NDP
is going to be the Lalu Prasad Yadav, kingmaker.
नहीं, आप तो यंग है माशाल्लाह, लेकिन हमें तो याद है पुराने जमाने का चौधरी चरण सिंह.
Oh yes. इंदिरा गांधी के टाइम का ना, जिसने वो सरकार गिरा दी थी बाद में.
हाँ, मोरारजी देसाई की सरकार गिरा दी थी ना. वो चौधरी चरण सिंह कौन होगा ये अभी देखना है कनाडा.
या वो तो ब्लॉक ही होने वाला है. ब्लॉक इज गोइंग टू बी द किंगमेकर. So basically this country is so screwed because the bloc will not let any development project happen.
No, nothing that goes through its territory. No.
Yeah. So this country is screwed. So basically Canada is screwed. This election, the Canadians have ensured they're screwed.
नहीं कुशल जी, मैं तो 4 साल से लिख रहा हूँ आर्टिकल पे आर्टिकल. मेरे ख्याल से आई हैव नाउ बाय नाउ रिटन 300 आर्टिकल्स. वो उसमें मैं अलग अलग एंगल से यही दिखा रहा हूँ कि ये तो बेड़ा गर्क है.
Oh, NDP has gone up to 7 now, Liberals to 145. We have 278 seats ka reporting. Conservatives are pretty much stuck at 104 now.
Yeah. And Liberals are at 147. Yeah.
It's very interesting. I think we're heading for a hung parliament. That seems to be the story of the election. And
Yes.
so yeah, Jagmeet Singh Burnaby है ना. Let me see where Jagmeet Singh, उसका तो शुरू भी नहीं हुआ होगा ना अभी तक.
उसका तो अभी वोटिंग चल रहा है ना. अभी there's still 7 minutes to go.
Yeah. So Brampton में मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Other than Brampton South, I think everything else has opened up. So center, the Liberals are leading. East, Liberals are slightly ahead. Can you believe it? Brampton East, 2.7% vote PPC.
आपने पहला बोला कि बॉब दोसांझ is ahead. मुझे I was surprised, frankly.
Yeah, no, now center, east, north Caledon, all Liberals are leading, and west also Liberals are leading. Chinkausi Park, Liberals are closing in. By the way, can you believe Brampton North Caledon PPC अभी जस्ट खुला है, मगर पीपीसी को वहां पे भी वोट मिले हैं. तो पीपीसी को अब ये पूरे ब्रैम्पटन एरिया में वोट्स मिल रहे हैं. पीपल आर वोटिंग फॉर देम. पीपीसी
नहीं, वो जो आप बोल रहे हैं ना, पीपीसी को काफी वोट मिला है ब्रैम्पटन नॉर्थ कैलेडन में. वो जो बंदा है वो काफी एक्टिव है. ही हैज बीन एक्टिव फॉर इयर्स एंड इयर्स. तो लोग उसे जानते हैं. ये जो मेरी एक स्टैंडर्ड शिकायत रहती है ना कि ये यहाँ कैंडिडेट कहाँ से आते हैं, उनका प्रोफाइल क्या है, किसी को कुछ मालूम नहीं होता है. एवरी इलेक्शन, जो लास्ट टाइम ताहिर भाई ने बोला था बरसाती मेढक, तो वो कहाँ से आ गए पता नहीं चलता, फिर हार के कहाँ गए वो भी पता नहीं चलता. राइट. ही इज नॉट लाइक दैट. पीपल नो हिम. ही डज अ लॉट ऑफ सोशल वर्क देयर, so he will get some votes. I know it.
That is how politics should be, right?
Should be, लेकिन यहाँ है नहीं, unfortunately.
No, but see, that's the question. Like, why would the Conservative Party not understand something as basic as if a candidate does not have a connection with 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 its local population, how do you expect the candidate to win? Like, what were the conservatives thinking, if, whether it's Brampton, whether it's Mississauga or the entire region?
नहीं कुशल जी, यहाँ का पूरा पैराडाइम अलग है ना. वोट पार्टी के नाम पे मिलते हैं, फिर लीडर के नाम पे मिलते हैं. 2015 में लिबरल पार्टी कैसे जीती? ट्रूडो के नाम पे, राइट. वो तो एक जाना पहचाना सा नाम था. उसके पिताजी 13-14 साल प्राइम मिनिस्टर रह चुके थे, वगैरह वगैरह, राइट. सो यहाँ पर पार्टी का नाम और फिर लीडर का नाम होता है. 2015 में वो उल्टा हो गया, लीडर का नाम सबसे बड़ा था, फिर पार्टी का भी था. लोग उसके ऊपर वोट करते हैं. बंदा कौन है किसे मालूम. और अगर उसको नॉमिनेट किया भी तो उसके बाद उसकी आउटरीच क्या होती है कि भाई मैं ये हूं. ये कोई आउटरीच होती नहीं. तो उसके जान पहचान वाले जो थोड़े बहुत लोग होते हैं जिन्होंने नॉमिनेशन मीटिंग में उसके लिए वोट किया, उसको छोड़ के, like you win a nomination based on like 1,000-1,500 votes and the riding has 80,000 voters. तो बाकी 78,000 को तो पता ही नहीं है कि ये बंदा कौन है.
Yeah.
राइट. तो यहाँ का पूरा पैराडाइम है.
Ask the people of Abbotsford, South Langley. People became members out of nowhere. Like they popped out of nowhere. Nobody knew these people existed in Abbotsford. And suddenly everybody was. It's just disgusting what these people have done. But
No,
yeah,
आप जो बोलते हैं ना कि primaries have been hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
वो
is.
hacking हुई.
And imagine, I remember doing a podcast about the hacking of the Canadian primary system, where this was not even a thing with Balraj Deol. Like 3 years ago, I did my podcast with Balraj Deol. I was much skinnier then. And 3 years on, every single political outfit's primary has been rigged in Canada. Every single political outfit. Like, if Canadians really cared about the authenticity of their elections, they would demand Election Canada to monitor every single party primary too now. They have to. It's ridiculous.
Actually, आपने 3 साल पहले किया, मैंने 8 साल पहले आर्टिकल लिखा था. और यहाँ पर एक गुजराती न्यूज़पेपर है, गुजरात अब्रॉड करके, उसमें मैं वीकली कॉलम लिखता था. उसमें एक वीक में मैंने ये लिखा था. And then some years later, when I had my website, I translated it into English and then posted it there. Drama behind the stage. कि भाई आप स्टेज पे जो ड्रामा देख रहे हो वो असली ड्रामा नहीं है. स्टेज के पीछे एक ड्रामा चल रहा है, वो असली ड्रामा है. कि भाई नॉमिनेशन किसकी होती है, वहां पर तो पूरी मारा मारी है. उसके बाद में तो पार्टी और लीडर के नाम पे वोट डलने. राइट. तो वो हैकिंग तो I have commented on it 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's disgusting how a primary, like, okay, I understand in BJP there is no primary, in Congress there is no primary in India. So okay, the parties give the seat and they back the candidate because this, but this system is so fraudulent. Then they should stop the pretense of primaries. Then they should stop the pretense of. My whole point is, you pretend to have a primary and then you hack it and you fix it. And then you taunt others. Like in the BJP, Congress, in the Indian system, you don't have this, right? There are no primaries. We just have people who hustle for their seats. I know, 5-6 people going behind the scenes, fighting, trying to get a ticket. And yes, there is corruption involved and everything. But boss, these people are doing the same thing and then pretending to have a primary. So at least get rid of the pretense. Either be honestly corrupt. I know it sounds crazy. Honest. Corruption mein bhi to honesty hoti hai na, boss. At least be an honest thief. If you're doing this theft, you're taking money.
बचपन में एक कविता थी गुजराती में कि कौआ अच्छा है क्योंकि उसका तन भी काला है, कर्म भी काला है. स्टॉर्क जो है ना, बगुला, वो बुरा है क्योंकि उसका तन सफेद है, कर्म काला है, वो भी मछली खाता है. राइट. तो ये दिखावा करते हैं कि हम ज्यादा अच्छे हैं, बट बिहाइंड द कर्टन इट्स द सेम करप्शन. So it's the hypocrisy which is the deciding factor, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. So as of now, we have 301 seats that are reporting. Liberals are at 152, Conservatives 120, Bloc 23, NDP 6. Gosh, NDP has been flatlined completely, like
वो तो होना ही था,
completely flatlined.
पता था ना. That is at least one part of the opinion polls that everybody believed and it was true. NDP has collapsed.
An unbelievable collapse. Like, damn.
ऐसे ही होगा ना, ऐसे ही होगा ना. बंदा कल के इंटरव्यू में, कल या परसों टोरंटो स्टार में इंटरव्यू था, उसमें उसने बोला कि मुझे पता था कि पार्टी को नुकसान होगा, लेकिन मुझे ये था कि पियर पोलियो प्राइम मिनिस्टर नहीं बनना चाहिए. तो भाई तू पार्टी का लीडर है, योर फर्स्ट कंसर्न शुड बी दैट योर पार्टी गेट्स मोर सीट्स.
Yeah. No, he clearly does not like the idea of being a candidate that wins. He doesn't like winning. He likes other people losing. So, I mean, he is a true believer in Schadenfreude. That's what I would say. That's his thing. But how come BC has not started counting yet?
अभी 2 मिनट हुए, उनका पोल क्लोज हुए.
So I guess in the next 10 minutes, we'll have reporting from all pretty much every seat in Canada.
नहीं, मिनिमम आधा घंटा लगता है. It takes at least half an hour for them to start reporting numbers. उसकी भी वहां पर कोई मेथड होगी, प्रोसीजर होगी, right?
So now only 42 seats reporting are left. In the balance 42, how many do you think the Conservatives are going to gain? Not even 42. Now only for 39 are left. So in the 39, Conservatives are at 122 right now. So the best case scenario for Conservatives is not above 140, 150.
नहीं, एक मिनट. अभी मैं देख रहा हूँ, लिबरल्स आर 153, कंजर्वेटिव्स आर 122, that's 275, and then 23 for Bloc, 298, and 6 for NDP, that's 304. So basically 40 सीट का खेल है अभी.
Yeah, they can't make, they won't even reach 150 Conservatives. I don't think so.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
So I think neither the Liberals nor the Conservatives are going to reach the magic 170 mark, 172 mark.
Liberals still stand a chance. अभी उनको 22 सीट ही चाहिए. Of course, so many are still being counted, so they are just leading right now in 151.
I understand, but by the end, if both these sides are stuck at like say 140, 150 range, both of them, which is very much a possibility this election, then even with a bloc, let's say this situation comes that the seats of bloc are what do we have the bloc at right now? 22.
22.
Let's say the bloc goes to 25, NDP goes to 8, so we have 33, and the balance एक समझ लो आप ग्रीन पार्टी को पता नहीं परचूटन एक
310 का हिसाब है बेसिकली. 310 में से किसको 155 से ज्यादा मिलती है.
Yeah, so basically the one with 155
plus
decides.
Yeah.
And as of now, the probabilities of the Liberals being 155 plus, as of now, it is what, 10:35 p.m. Eastern. Right.
Yeah.
So as of now, the Liberals look more likely to get it, right?
They are already at 151.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. My goodness, if the Liberals win a fourth term of majority, what does it, okay, the serious question, what does it say about Canada?
It says about Canada what it said about Ontario in 2014. By then, Liberals in the province had completed 3 terms. One was a minority, right? तो 2003 में मेजॉरिटी जीते, 2007 में मेजॉरिटी जीते, 2011 में माइनॉरिटी जीते, 2014 में इलेक्शन हुआ. And then they were expected to lose, but miraculously they got a majority. और ओंटारियो का सत्यानाश हो गया. ये चीज मैंने पहले पॉइंट आउट की हुई है एक आध यूट्यूब वीडियो में कि ये अगर चौथी टर्म इनको मिलती है तो जैसे ओंटारियो का सत्यानाश हुआ था चौथी टर्म में, वैसे कनाडा का सत्यानाश होगा.
But okay, let us assume all things remain equal. The liberals do what the liberals do, ruin things.
Hmm.
But this country just doesn't vote for the right. They don't.
दे डोंट, क्योंकि वो जो पूरा फोकस सेट करना होता है ना, कि भाई जैसे बिल क्लिंटन का था ना, इट्स द इकोनॉमी स्टूपिड,
Yeah.
राइट, वो फोकस सेट नहीं हो पा रहा। इसके दो तीन कंपोनेंट्स हैं। एक तो ये कि यहाँ पूरा जो मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया है, चाहे लोग जितना भी हंसले उसके ऊपर कि कोई तुम्हें देखता नहीं है, कोई तुम्हें पढ़ता नहीं है, ये तो बर्ड केज लाइनर है, टोरंटो स्टार, चाहे जितनी भी हंसी उड़ा लो उसकी, दे आर द वंस हु आर स्टिल सेटिंग द नैरेटिव। और इसीलिए ट्रूडो ने उनको प्रॉप अप करके रखा कि भाई सीबीसी को तो हम 1.4 बिलियन देते हैं, इनको भी 600 मिलियन दे दो, राइट।
Mm.
अच्छा, इंडिपेंडेंट मीडिया का जो यूएस में या इंडिया में जो स्थान है पब्लिक डिबेट्स में, वो कनाडा में हो नहीं पा रहा, ऑल्दो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ टैलेंट, राइट। पीपल आर एबल टू रिमेन ऑब्जेक्टिव, ब्रिंग फैक्ट्स, गिव गुड एनालिसिस, they have their audience, but they are unable to set the narrative or at least disrupt the existing narrative, right? तीसरा ये कि जो कैनेडियन राइट जो है, उसकी ये फोरसाइट नहीं, कंजर्वेटिव्स की। इसके ऊपर भी मैंने आर्टिकल्स लिखे, राइट, कि भाई आप चाहे जितना भी आपका बात कहनी है कह लो, दे आर साइलेंट स्पीचेस, कि भाई ऑडियंस तक नहीं पहुंच पा रही। अच्छा, कुछ आइडियाज इतने डीपली रूटेड हो गए हैं, दे आर नॉट वैलिड आइडियाज, दे आर ईदर फैक्चुअली रॉन्ग और लॉजिकली इनवैलिड, लेकिन वो उसको आप यहाँ के साइकी में से हटा नहीं सकते। आप चाहे दीवार के साथ सर पटक लो, दोज आइडियाज विल नॉट गो अवे। तो इन दैट सेंस दिस इज नॉट अ डायनेमिक सोसाइटी, इट पेन्स मी टू से दिस, लेकिन ये ऐसी सोसाइटी
Not.
नहीं जिसमें जिसमें कुछ नया हो सके, कि भाई आप कल तक ये मानते थे लेकिन आपको फिर ब्रह्म ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ कि ये गलत था और आपने अपनी सोच बदल ली, वो यहाँ नहीं होता। जो आदमी सोच रहा है वो सोचते रहेगा until the end.
So again, because I'm interested in Brampton and Mississauga, so Brampton's center now, Amandeep Sodhi of the Liberals has a comfortable lead over Taran Chahal of the Conservatives.
Hmm.
And even if we count the PPC, no, there is no comparison.
Hmm.
In Chinkauzi Park in Brampton, Tim Iqbal is giving a good fight, but again, the gap between Shafqat Ali and Tim Iqbal is increasing. There, Jayesh Brahmbhatt has become a slayer. With his 86 votes, the gap has become very, very, very close. So
वही बंदा मैं बोल रहा हूँ जो he has been working for the people for a long time.
Yeah, so he has become a pain in the butt for them. In Brampton East, Sidhu Maninder is like 49.4%, and
Wow.
Bob Dosanjh is from the Conservatives is 1411, 45.1%. Jeff Lal is 3.4%. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Lal ne uggal kar di. He clearly has done. And why did they give Jeff Lal the ticket? He would have easily won it for them. Why? Why Conservatives? Why could you not give the ticket to Jeff Lal? He made those members for you. Why? It's so frustrating. Gosh, morons. Oh man, they're so stupid. Seriously, I mean, I've never seen a more stupid party. Okay, Brampton North Caledon. Oh my God. Clearly, Conservatives are done well here. Good. Brampton North Caledon. Amandeep Judge, he's quite ahead, but obviously it is only 9 out of the 175 polls that have reported. Full disclosure. So Brampton North ho gaya. Let's see Brampton South. Hey, good news. Conservatives are doing well in Brampton South too. Sonia
Mm-hmm.
Sidhu is far behind.
Uh-huh.
Sukhdeep Kang is way ahead.
Very good.
Way ahead. 58.7% votes. Again, full disclosure, only 3 out of the 169 polls have opened. Full disclosure. Full disclosure. No, I know you were going to tell me, beta aur khulne de, fir dekh maza. I know you were going to tell me. Now, Brampton West, we can pretty much say, because 23 out of the 137 polls have been reported. It's a neck-to-neck fight. Amarjeet Gill of the Conservatives is slightly ahead at 3,004 votes, and Kamal Khera is 2,883 votes.
Okay.
And here, interestingly, the PPC did not have a candidate, I think.
Okay.
And look at the magic. Wherever PPC did not have a candidate, these guys have done well. And I mean, the Mississauga mein, I'll give you the Mississauga center. Liberals are way ahead. 25 out of the 225 polls have been reported. There's just no comparison. Like Fares Al Saud is far ahead with 56% of the votes. In Mississauga East Cooksville, again, the Liberals are way ahead with Peter Fonseca at 49.4% of the votes. It's too much of a difference. Although Amit Gupta has 2% of the votes till now.
Oh, okay.
Nita Kang, but the gap is too much. Even if Amit Gupta was not there, I don't think they would have made up, because even the NDP guy has cut 2.7% of the Liberal vote. So it's not like both of them have not played a role. Mississauga, Erin Mills, Ikra Khalid has taken a very comfortable lead, although only one poll has been reported. But I think this was expected. Ikra was going to be comfortably
Uska
leading.
competitor kaun?
You're talking about Erin Mills, right? Milad Mikhail.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that was there. Lakeshore, again, the Liberals, Charles Souza, very comfortably ahead. 60 out of the 255 polls have been reported. Gigantic lead. Gigantic. Too much of a lead. And Malton, Ikwinder Singh Gahir, after 10 ballots have been opened, is at 846 votes, 54.2%. Jaspreet Sandhu is 39.9%, 623. Nathan Quillen, 51 votes, 3.3%. PPC. I think all the desis have voted
possible
on and for PPC. And Streetsville, Conservatives are, after 10 polls, at 51% leading. Sue McFadden is leading over Recky Valdez. And interesting. So at least in these areas. So Scarborough किधर आएगा दर्शन भाई? Scarborough में?
Scarborough टोरंटो के उस तरफ है ना 416
हाँ,
एरिया
तो 416 में वहां पे भी अपने थोड़े वोटर्स
to the east of Toronto.
So I'm just looking at that. Scarborough. Yeah, so the entire Scarborough Liberals are reading right now.
Yeah.
All seats of Scarborough. Not one. All of them. St. Paul's B. Oh my God. Darshan bhai, St. Paul's. They are getting 62% of the votes in St. Paul's. This is the one they lost, right?
लेकिन वो उस टाइम मार्जिन 500 वोट का ही था ना. It was a by-election. Voting is, turnout is low. इस बार पुश मारा, ट्रम्प जी ने मदद कर दी, वगैरह वगैरह. But liberals have crossed 155.
Yeah. So Thornhill किधर है? मलिसा की वो किस में आया? मैं वो देखना चाहता था.
वो नॉर्थ में आएगा. वो भी 905 में ही होगा. North of Toronto.
North of Toronto, ना? Thornhill के मैं रिजल्ट्स देखता हूँ. I think that was something where Melissa was supposed to comfortably lead.
Hmm.
And as always, elections Canada doesn't work, which is so consistent.
Yeah.
And election
लेकिन
Canada,
अभी आप देखें तो 324 के ट्रेंड्स हमारे पास हैं.
325. Liberals are 159, Conservatives 133, Bloc 24, NDP 9.
अच्छा, तो ठीक है, तो अभी 18 का खेल बाकी रहा.
Yeah,
And
the Liberals have pretty much, you can call it for
yeah,
that.
and Liberals are 36 ahead,
Yeah.
right? तो वो सारे 18 के 18 अगर कंजर्वेटिव्स को मिले तो भी लिबरल्स के पीछे रहेंगे.
Yeah, I think so. Pretty much.
Hmm.
Damn, Oakville East. Anita Anand and the Conservative candidate are fighting it out. Oakville West, the Liberal has gone ahead quite easily. Milton East, the Conservatives are leading right now, which is good. In the Halton region. In the Hamilton region, in one area, the Conservatives are leading. Oh, man. Yeah, Thornhill, Melissa is leading comfortably.
Yeah, she's expected to be.
Comfortably ahead. She is quite comfortably ahead, and damn, I was hoping that they would have done better, the Conservatives, but clearly, let's see what Pierre Poilievre की सीट कौन सी है?
Carlton.
Ottawa में ना? Carlton, right? Let's
C-A-
see where.
Carleton.
Yeah, so let's see where our hero is placed right now. Ottawa में है ना वो भाई अपना. So let's see. Mark Carney is comfortably ahead. FII, Nepean में था ना वो. Yeah. Oh my God, Pierre Poilievre is losing?
No way.
Carleton, right? Carlton, right? Okay, so let's open Carlton for you. Okay, just the first poll has been reported.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
He's
Pierre
not
Poilievre is...
He won't lose his seat.
Okay, in Mark Carney's case, 35 out of the 229 polls have been reported, and he is at 6,374 votes, while Barbara Ball is at 3,284 votes. There is no comparison.
Yeah.
This is the seat where Chandra Arya would fight, right?
Yes.
Yeah, clearly Chandra Arya was such an Indian agent. It's like, I was like, क्या चंद्रा जी के साथ ये लोग ने गेम बजाई है? क्या गेम बजाई है?
Yeah.
So BC में दर्शन भाई, Vancouver area, last time they had 3, this time they are at 2. NDP was at 5, they are at 1, and that's the story. And the rest of the province, the Liberals are ahead.
Okay, our guy De Jong seems to be ahead.
Oh, let me open.
Langley, देखो आपका प्यारा Langley.
अरे आपने तो मेरे को याद दिला दिया सर, आपने मेरा दिल खुश कर दिया. That is my only riding I'm interested in is that area. वो किस एरिया में आएगा अपना? मेट्रो वैंकूवर की नॉर्दर्न बीसी की आएगा?
नहीं, नॉर्दर्न बीसी में नहीं आएगा, मेट्रो में.
सॉरी, मिल गया. सॉरी.
सरी नहीं, लैंगली.
Oh, sorry, Langley. हाँ, एक मिनट. Let me open British Columbia. Let me see. Abbotsford, South Langley, Independent. Holy moly! The Independent is number 1. The Conservative is number 2. The Liberal is number 3. You're morons. Why did you give it to this guy? Oh, man. Okay, Surrey. Let's see what's happening in Surrey. Surrey Center में Liberals are leading. Surrey West, South Surrey, White Rock, Liberals are leading. Fleetwood, Liberals are leading. Obviously, it's very early. Cloverdale, Langley, and Surrey Newton, we don't have anything open till now.
Yeah, अभी 20 मिनट ही हुए.
Yeah. But as of now, we have 329 seats reporting. Liberals are at 161, Conservatives 134. So even if the Conservatives get all the other seats, all of them, right? Which is what? We have balance 14 left. They are stuck at 148. Liberals are stuck at 161. So Liberals are going to form the next government. Can we comfortably say that now?
Yeah,
Can we
I
call
think
the
so.
elections of Canada comfortably?
Yeah, it's a Liberal win.
Yeah, it's a Liberal win. I don't think they are going to get a majority on their own. I still don't think that's going to happen. But
296, 306, 320, 329, 14 सीट. 14 सीट्स में से उनको 8 चाहिए. Right?
They're 163 now, sir. 334 reporting, 163 Conservatives, 137. Okay, if this is the trend and Liberals win again, should Pierre Poilievre stay the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada?
Definitely.
He should?
Definitely. See, the movement of the last 4 months was out of the blue, although he should have handled it better. There will need to be reorganization, but with the same guy at the head. Reorganization karna padega, because now we know, and people have accepted what kind of mistakes they have made. So those are the areas to work on. But he is clearly adding at least 20-25 seats, maybe a little bit more than that. If he can hold Liberals to a minority, then the next election will be in about 2 years. The average duration of a minority government tends to be 21 months. It's only this time, because of Jagmeet, that it has lasted longer than that, way longer than that, almost completing the entire 4-year term. So you don't have time. If Liberals get a minority, you don't have time to organize a new leadership race and then for the leader to have outreach across the country before the next election. Right? It would be wasteful. Your resources would be wasted in that. The party won't be ready. Depends on whether Liberals get a majority or minority. But if they are held to a minority, then definitely I think Pierre should stay on, because 21 months or 2 years is not such a long time for all that is required. See, I have seen from very close quarters how he has worked over almost 2.5 years, and before that during his leadership run. But let's exclude that. 2 साल उसने जो मेहनत किया है जिस एनर्जी के साथ, उतना टाइम नहीं रहेगा नए लीडर के पास. सबसे पहले तो लीडर होगा कौन, पोटेंशियल कैंडिडेट्स में आपको क्या दिखता है, दैट हैज टू बी द फर्स्ट डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर. उसके पास टाइम नहीं रहेगा. इस बंदे ने ऑलरेडी इतना ग्राउंड बनाया हुआ है. लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट दैट इन 2004 स्टीवन हार्पर लॉस्ट एंड लिबरल्स हैड अ माइनॉरिटी. ये आजकल जो ट्रेंड हो गया है ना कि एक बार इलेक्शन हारे तो आप गए, वो गलती आप एनडीपी की देख रहे हो.
यस,
टॉम मुल्केर को जो हटा दिया, वो भाई आपका जो 2011 में जो परफॉर्मेंस था, दैट वाज वंस इन अ ब्लू मून परफॉर्मेंस. यू कांट एक्सपेक्ट टू हैव इट रिपीटेड, राइट? लेकिन ठीक है, वो तो हाइंडसाइट है 2020. लेट अस लर्न फ्रॉम दैट कि भाई ये जो ट्रेंड है कि एक बार इलेक्शन आ रहा तो लीडर इज आउट, ऐसे नहीं होता. यू हैव टू परसिस्ट विद द पर्सन. ठीक है, तो उसमें especially if Liberals get a minority, he has to stay around. And if Liberals get a majority, then maybe you can look at it, but I would still be inclined to keep him around. Only thing is, then the next 4 years becomes too long for him, because he has been going high energy at this for almost 3 years now. So और 4 साल इस एनर्जी के साथ कर सकता है कि नहीं, that is a decision that requires people at the top level to decide.
So, if I was to give you the elected numbers till now, just this is, we're talking about almost 11 in the night in Eastern, right?
Yeah, almost 11. Yeah.
Almost 11. Liberals have 77 elected. Conservatives have 72 elected.
Right.
So in that it's very right now, this is only the elected, and Bloc has 14 elected. No NDP and Green candidate has won till now. But yeah, Mark Carney has won, by the way, I think. Mr. Carney has won, as far as I know. And I mean, not that I'm surprised, but yeah.
Yeah, you see, now Liberals are at 157. They've dropped by 5. And Conservatives have jumped by 5, 143.
Yeah.
Right?
It's going to be a hung parliament, sir. It's going to be, it's an absolute hung parliament. And Canada has now officially become a two-party system now.
Yeah. With the exception of that Quebec factor. NDP is gone.
NDP is destroyed. Gone to aap bahut hi, you're being so kind. NDP is destroyed completely. Yeah, I think, so I'm just waiting for us to wrap up. I just want to reach the magic 343, all 343 reporting, and then we can wrap up. But our area, so the areas where Indians dominate, let's talk about it now. So clearly, till all the comes, let's focus now on the areas where the Indian community votes, which is, let me remind people, Scarborough, Brampton, Mississauga, Surrey, Abbotsford. These 5 areas. You can add Windsor as one city. This is where the Indian people live, and they have a significant vote. Comes to around 25 to 30 ridings where Indian votes. Now, sorry, Khalistanis, I know tonu changa nahi lagda, main tonu Indian bulanda pe aawa. Sorry, I apologize to all the Khalistanis. I know some are watching it live on the Twitter live. We have more than 2,000 plus people watching the stream live right now, and a lot of them are tuned in from Twitter. So Khalistan Murdabad, thank you very much to all the Khalistanis watching this right now. But this is their own mistake. This was their election if they managed the GTA. Darshan bhai, we discussed this in our last podcast. The victory of the liberal conservatives was basically how they managed GTA, and they mismanaged GTA.
मैंने आज भी बोला ना कि अगर 905 में आप ठीक से हैंडल नहीं करते आपके नॉमिनेशंस और आपके कम्युनिटी रिलेशंस, वो अगर आप ठीक से हैंडल नहीं करते, तो हाउ ऑन अर्थ डू यू एक्सपेक्ट टू विन द इलेक्शन? उसमें आई थिंक ये जो हिब्रिस जो है ना, वो बहुत बुरी चीज होती है. उनको लगा कि अभी तो ये पूरा इलेक्शन खीसे में है, अब हम जो चाहे करें, कोई हमारा कुछ नहीं उखाड़ सकता. People in politics should know that in politics even 1 week is an eternity. ठीक है ना? तो वो भूल गए, चाहे उनका जो भी मोटिवेशन रहा हो फॉर डूइंग दैट, वो करने का परिणाम भुगत रहे हैं अभी. Right?
Congratulations to the Green Party. They finally have one lead on the board. They must be feeling.
Yeah.
They must be like, okay, we got something on the board. One for the team. At least for
yeah, we are at 336 now.
Yeah, we have 7 more seats before we call it. But like what, in absolute votes, is 1984780 votes as of now for the Liberals, 1841913 votes for the Conservatives. Yeah, what is this nonsense? Yeah, Bloc 3,53,561 votes, and they have a say in this election. Like, I don't want to swear, but what the hell? Like 3.5 लाख वोट में ये लोग इतना वोट दिखाते हैं. 3.5 लाख वोट. अब मेरी 3 म्युनिसिपैलिटी में इतने वोट होते हैं बॉम्बे में.
तो ये तो मैं 2019 से पीपीसी को कह रहा हूँ कि आपकी मत मारी गई थी, आपको ये इतना ख्वाब था कि हम नेशनल लेवल की पार्टी हैं, हम सारे उस टाइम 338 थे राइडिंग, तो सब में हम कैंडिडेट खड़ा करेंगे। ऐसे नहीं होता। 10, 15, 20 राइडिंग सिलेक्ट करो जहां आपको लगता है कि आपके लिए चांस है, वहां पर पूरे रिसोर्सेज लगाओ, राइट। आप ये BQ की देख रहे हो, एक प्रोविंस में उनको बाहर जाना ही नहीं, राइट। और वो एक प्रोविंस में 3.5 लाख वोट में वो 24 सीट ले जाएंगे।
So, it is interesting. NDP has 2,24,639 votes. Green Party 42,186. PPC as of now has reported 37,139 votes total.
लेकिन बटे हुए हैं ना।
Yeah. And good news, Conservatives are up to 144, Liberals 156. I can pretty much assure you this is a hung parliament. There is no government. Why is the Indian media, gosh, shameful Indian media, Carney has won the election, Liberals have made the government. Why is the Indian media reporting that, साला हम लोग येड़े हैं क्या इधर बैठ के इतना कवरेज कर रहे हैं? I just read India Today. हो गया रे, हो गया। क्या बेवकूफ बना रहे हो यार इंडियन मीडिया वाले भी।
आपको याद है 1948 का US प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन, उसमें अखबार छप गया, ठीक है, अखबार छप गया कि ये जीत गया है, वो हारा हुआ था। वो उसकी कॉपी तो आज कलेक्टर आइटम में है उसका अखबार की, मतलब मेजर न्यूज़पेपर्स रिपोर्टेड। वो क्या नाम मुझे अचानक से याद नहीं आ रहा, जो FDR का वाइस प्रेसिडेंट था, फिर FDR के गुजरने के बाद वो प्रेसिडेंट बना, एंड देन ही वाज रनिंग फॉर द इलेक्शन। मुझे इमीडिएटली याद नहीं आ रहा, बट वो 1948 में he lost and the newspaper said that he had won.
Well, I think the newspaper wanted him to feel good.
नहीं, वो उनको they got convinced कि he has won, so छाप दिया अखबार, right? But now I think we are in a hung parliament situation because 302, 303, 327, 306 बाकी है.
Yeah. Neither the Liberals nor the Conservatives can get the numbers by themselves. Bloc is going to ruin this country. NDP, now if NDP is at 10 and Liberals are at 163, 164, again this country is ruined because NDP is even worse than them. The NDP will again support them. Or the Conservatives somehow manage to reach 150. Bloc remains at 24 and they cut a deal with the Bloc. What do you think? What's going to happen?
नहीं, वो नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि जिस पार्टी के पास सबसे ज्यादा सीट है वो तो इंडिया जैसा ही सिचुएशन है ना, सिस्टम वही है, वेस्टमिंस्टर, राइट? सो द पार्टी विद द हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ सीट्स विल बी द फर्स्ट टू बी इनवाइटेड टू फॉर्म गवर्नमेंट। और वो 1996 या 97 में जो वाजपेयी साहब ने जो गड़बड़ किया था वो यहाँ नहीं करेंगे कोई, आई एम होपिंग। वो 13 दिन के लिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे ना, याद है आपको? 1997 में वाजपेयी साहब 13 दिन के लिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे।
एक वोट के लिए गिरी थी ना सरकार।
हाँ, द फर्स्ट कॉन्फिडेंस वोट एंड ही लॉस्ट। सो यहाँ भी सबसे ज्यादा जिसके पास सीट है वही, and I don't think conservatives will try to form a government when liberals have more seats, because that sinks them in the next election. वैसे भी minority situation में election will be very soon.
By the way, that politician was Truman.
Yes, Harry Truman. Yes, Harry Truman.
So it's so neck and neck, like Liberals 159, Conservatives 143, Bloc 24, NDP 10, Green 1, and this is 337 seats reported as of now, 337 out of the 343. And now in Brampton, we have now got quite a few votes, and Conservatives are Brampton South and West, they are leading. And in Brampton Center, East, North Caledon, and Chinkauzi Park, the Liberals are leading. So congratulations.
मैं आपको बताता हूँ ना, ब्रैम्पटन साउथ, क्योंकि वो मेरा राइडिंग है, आई हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड इट फ्रॉम वेरी क्लोज रेंज. पहले तो उसकी जो कैंडिडेट है उसकी एक प्रोफाइल है. शी वाज अ पुलिस ऑफिसर एंड देन शी इज अ बिजनेस वूमन. उसकी एक
हम्म,
प्रोफाइल है, राइट.
हम्म,
शी इज बाउंड टू नो अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल. और उसकी जो कैंपेन के दौरान उसकी जो गतिविधि थी वो ठीक ठाक थी. यू नो, knowing, they had a database of numbers to call for advanced polling. That kind of organization I have not seen before with Conservative Party. So
yeah.
credit
And
to
and
them.
and
They
and
have
in
pushed.
Mississauga, other than
Mm,
Streetsville, where the Conservatives are leading, and it's a neck-to-neck fight, by the way, it's
mm,
less than 100 vote margin.
mm,
Liberals are ahead in pretty much everywhere else.
mm. Acha, some of our viewers may not know this, so I'm mentioning this. Okay, when the victory margin is 200 votes or less, there is automatic recount. So in very, very tight races, it may flip. There is automatic. It is legally required. 200 या उससे कम की victory margin है, तो there has to be a recount.
Hmm. How
Right?
nice.
So the numbers may yet change.
Oh, Pierre Polyev is behind Darshan Bhai. Now
Mhm.
we have 5 out of 266 polls that have been reported. He is way behind till now.
Mhm.
Pierre Polyev. That's fascinating. Carney's already won.
Hmm.
He's won one. Like, just no way. Pierre Polyev is way behind. This is
क्या numbers क्या है?
Pierre Polyev ke 672 votes are for the Liberal and 872 votes for the Liberal and 657 for Pierre Polyev.
वो तो छोटा है अभी. I think his riding is almost 100,000 votes. So अगर
Ooh,
60% भी voting हुई है तो 60,000 vote का हिसाब. This is way too early. It
I
depends on
hope so.
which box was opened first.
I hope so too. Like this is, I have never seen something very interesting. So Vancouver, the Liberals are pretty much sweeping it. NDP is getting one.
Hmm.
Burnaby, ये कौन सी है उसकी हमारे हीरो की?
उसकी राइडिंग में कुछ चेंज हुआ है. बर्नबी साउथ या ऐसा कुछ था.
He's second now in his riding. The Liberal is leading the riding.
Hmm.
And Surrey, Liberals are leading all the four. Surrey
Hmm.
Newton, Surrey Centre, South Surrey White Rock, and Fleetwood Port
Hmm.
Kells. They're leading all of them. Cloverdale का हमें अभी तक मिला नहीं है.
Hmm.
So I was
लैंगली गुम
expecting.
कैसे हो गया?
वो कौन सी थी अपनी?
लैंगली,
Yeah, I'm looking.
एबर्सफोर्ड साउथ लैंगली.
Yeah, South Langley. The Conservative has taken a lead over the Independent now. The
Oh.
Independent is now third. The Conservative is at 37.7%, 956 votes. Sukhman Gill.
Hmm.
Liberal is at 823 votes. Independent is 576 votes at 22.7%. I
Hmm.
think Liberal जीत जाएगा ये चक्कर में तो
Hmm. Hmm.
eventually,
Hmm.
क्योंकि
स्प्लिट
अभी
हो
तक
गया.
कितने वोट्स अभी 20 पोलिंग खुली है 215 में से.
Hmm.
And abhi 340 out of 343 have been reported,
Hmm.
and those are at 156, Conservatives at 147. We
Hmm.
are officially in the hung parliament territory now.
Hmm.
Officially,
Yes.
we are officially in the hung parliament territory. It's literally
Hmm.
going to be neither here nor there,
Hmm.
because NDP can't prop the Liberals at the current scenario and form the government. So NDP is literally destroyed. It's a no entity.
Hmm.
So it's basically the bloc, whether they can cut a deal with the Liberals, and if the Liberals and bloc can't cut it, then can they cut a deal with the Conservatives?
नहीं नहीं, अगेन अगर लिबरल्स की सीट ज्यादा है तो ट्राइंग टू फॉर्म अ गवर्नमेंट विथ by cutting a deal with Bloc, for conservatives, it will not be an advisable move. You let the mess continue as long as it does, and then let things collapse, and then go into an election.
So let the liberals run the government.
Yeah.
Yeah,
एक्चुअली डील नहीं हो सकती लिबरल्स की ब्लॉक के साथ, तो इट वर्क्स टू द कंजर्वेटिव्स एडवांटेज, क्योंकि सब ठप हो जाता है ना. That is partisan. I know it is partisan. It is not in the national interest, but politically that is how it will work.
Yeah, so we just have.
अब देखें, liberal 155, conservative 149.
Oh my God, this is so close.
Right?
Yeah, this is
304,
neck to neck.
330.
Yeah, just 3 seats are left to be reporting. 340. So like I said, this was my hunch from day one, that this is literally going to be neither here nor there kind of an election, and the country is going to be stuck. I was just like, again, this was a conservative election to win. If they would have managed the GTA politics better, it was their election. It was their election. GTA propped the liberals up again to 150, because now, considering they are at 150, they are neck to neck. If only you would have listened to the non-Khalistani Indian element, Jenny Byrne. You should have listened to the non-Khalistani Indian element.
Yeah.
But now, you did not. Yeah. Because see, they assume the Sikh likes Khalistan. They're such morons. They're morons. This literally became an election based on one community in the end. And people were laughing at me. So I'll be very honest. Like, when I was at the ANI pod, and Mr. Ajay Bisaria was like, no, you're making this election only about our community. I'm like, listen, I've been following this country like a hawk. It literally will boil down to one community, the Indian community, and what that community does in that election.
Correct.
And he was finding it so hard to believe. He's like, it's impossible. You're overrating your community. I'm like, I'm not overrating my community. The country is split. And that chunk becomes the most important chunk.
कुशल जी, यही फर्क होता है कि जो ट्रेंचेस में फाइट करते हैं ना, उनको ग्राउंड रियलिटी ज्यादा पता होती है. बिसरिया जी बहुत ही इंटेलिजेंट आदमी है, इंटेलेक्चुअल हैं, लेकिन वो टॉप लेवल पे उन्होंने ऑपरेट किया है ना. वो ट्रेंचेस में क्या चल रहा है वो उनको ग्रास्प नहीं आएगा. मुझे और आपको आएगा, बिकॉज वी आर इन द ट्रेंचेस. वी आर गेटिंग द इनपुट्स अनफिल्टर्ड, विच इज अ लॉट ऑफ ट्रबल टू हैंडल. कि भाई हर तरह का आपको इनपुट मिलता है, जिसमें probably 90% is just noise, but the remaining 10% is the pay dirt. तो वो ट्रेंचेस में रहने का ये फायदा होता है.
Even with the elected numbers, right? Liberals have 91 elected so far. Conservatives have 82 elected so far. Bloc has 17 elected. NDP and Green has 0 elected numbers declared. We are just one receipt has to start reporting. At 342, Liberals are at 157, Conservatives 148, Bloc 25, NDP 11, and Green 1. So NDP has performed slightly better than they were predicted to perform. People were bringing them down to single digits. But it's interesting.
Yeah.
So Don Patel की क्या सीट थी?
Etobicoke North.
North, right?
Etobicoke North, yeah.
Yeah. So वो तो अपना proper Toronto region में ही आ जाएगा ना?
Proper Toronto.
Etobicoke North, Liberals are 51.1%. By the way, PPC has 2% of the vote there, 342 votes.
Okay.
So PPC, क्या बोले अभी इनको? St. Paul's is the biggest shocker for me. Like, wow, they had managed it, and now they've just flipped right back into the place where they were. It's fascinating how these guys have gone from one place to the other. But one more question I had: do you think these people will do any correction inside the Conservative Party, looking at the numbers now? Or they'll be like, well, our strategy worked. We are at 150 seats. So what are you guys talking about?
I hope they are open to the discussion कि भाई आपको एक्चुअली 190 से ज्यादा सीट मिलने चाहिए थी, आपने 30 सीट गेन नहीं की, 40 लूज की, राइट? So if they are open to listening, then yeah, improvement is possible. ये है ना, the first step to solving a problem is to accept that it exists, right? आपको अब अगर ऐसे ही बाउंस अराउंड करते रहना है एट द मर्सी ऑफ एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस, तो कंटिन्यू. अगर आपको कुछ सुधार करना है तो हमारे कुछ विचार हैं, आप शुरू.
अरे अपने खन्ने के क्या ऑक्सफोर्ड में क्या हाल है, मेरे को वो देखना है हीरो के अपने. वो किस रीजन में आएगा, वो किस रीजन में आएगा?
I think Southwest Ontario.
Southwest Ontario, right?
Yeah,
wait,
I think so.
Let me just open Ontario, Oxford देखते हैं भाई. मेरा प्यारा खालिस्तानी खन्ना, मेरा प्यारा राज दुलारा. Yeah, he's leading comfortably.
Yeah,
he's leading.
He'll win. It's a solid conservative.
It's an easy ride. He's won.
Yeah.
अर्पण has won. और एडमिंटन देखना है मेरे को. टिम
नहीं, मिल्टन देखे.
मिल्टन ओके.
परम गिल.
हाँ परम गिल. Milton East,
because it can swing. That riding can swing.
He's leading comfortably now by 600 votes. Okay. Param Gill is leading comfortably by 600 votes. What was the other one? ये अपना Edmonton, right? Edmonton में मेरे को देखना था हमारा हीरो. क्या किधर गया?
एडमिंटन कौन? अमरजीत सोई?
नहीं, टिम उप्पल.
अच्छा हाँ, okay. Yeah, I was thinking liberal. Yeah.
I am only interested in my dear Tim Uppal ji. So मुझे उनको देखना था. एडमिंटन का देखना था कि देखें हमारा हीरो अल्बर्टा में कैसा कर रहा है. I think he's going to win comfortably because that's a very easy place to win.
Yeah, it's a safe seat. But NDP 10 से आगे नहीं जा रहा है. And you know what? 12 सीट अगर ना मिले तो they lose official party status.
Yeah, so Shivalai Majumdar is winning very comfortably.
Right. That is excellent.
Congratulations, Shiv. Really happy for you. He's won, by the way. So, अपना ये हीरो का कौन सी राइडिंग है इसकी? एडमिंटन कौन सी थी इसकी?
Exactly. मुझे I don't remember. वो अल्बर्टा का इतना ग्रिप में नहीं आता है.
Wait, let me see. टिम उप्पल की राइडिंग कौन सी है देखते हैं. एडमिंटन मिलवर्ड्स. Let's see. Edmonton Millwards. Let's see, where is it? अरे आजा यार. Edmonton West है. Why isn't Edmonton Millwards not showing? अभी क्या नाम चेंज हो गया क्या उसकी राइडिंग का?
I haven't kept track of Alberta, frankly, क्योंकि it is so solidly conservative.
Yeah, I mean he should have won. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. I truly would be shocked if he doesn't win it. I'm just trying to find it. Edmonton Center है, Manning है, Millwards क्यों नहीं है साला? Surprising. I'm not able to find the one riding that is there in Edmonton, which is Millwards, and Edmonton Gateway होएगा शायद. Okay. Yeah, he's leading comfortably. Comfortably.
Yeah, that's why I don't bother with Alberta ridings. वो 1-2 सीट लिबरल को जाएगी, otherwise it's all conservative land.
Yeah, it's very comfortably ahead. Where was Jasraj? Jasraj की क्या राइडिंग का नाम था? मैं नाम भूल गया उसका.
कैलगरी में 3-4 जो राइडिंग है उनमें से एक है.
कैलगरी है ना, रुको देखते हैं.
No, it will be conservative. उसमें देखने की जरूरत नहीं. There is a reason why I don't spend too much time on that.
No, it's fun. I want to see how comfortably they win and all that. Amanpreet Gill has taken a lead. So yeah. Well, good. They're all leading. So yeah. So now we have all but one seat left to be reported. And Liberals are 155, Conservatives are 150, Bloc 25, NDP 11, and Green Party 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially in a hung parliament.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody can form a government.
Yeah. एक सीट डिक्लेयर होनी बाकी है अभी.
Nobody can form a government.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, they can, but it's not a majority.
No, it's not, right? It's not. And that's just a fact. And yeah, Jasraj is, I think, Calgary Forest Lawn. That's what his is.
Yeah.
It's Calgary Forest Lawn, from what I remember. अभी नाम चेंज हो गया होगा तो मुझे मालूम नहीं. Because ये लोग नाम भी चेंज कर देते हैं. हीरो लोग, which is very weird, but yeah.
नहीं वो जब राइडिंग्स बढ़ाने होते हैं ना, तो पुरानी राइडिंग का पार्ट ऑफ द एरिया इज सेम राइडिंग एंड देन देयर इज अनदर राइडिंग. जैसे ब्रैम्पटन नॉर्थ का हुआ ना, वो ब्रैम्पटन नॉर्थ चिंकूजी और ब्रैम्पटन नॉर्थ कैलेडन हो गया.
Yeah. कैलगरी क्रोफुट, क्या नाम रखते हैं लोग जगह का, क्रोफुट. खैर हम लोग Yeah, I think we can wrap it up now. Darshan bhai, I think this was very interesting. 342 out of 343 are reporting right now. So let's wrap it up. Once again, thank you for sticking with me through this entire process. So Canadians, this is going to be a fun election. You're not going to have a clarity on the government for the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap it up over there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please have fun. Take care of yourselves. And I'll be in Canada very soon. So I'll see you guys over there. Until then, namaste. Take care. This is Kushalmehra and Darshan Maharaja signing off. Bye-bye.
Thank you.